Man, you know what I was thinking, man. You know what I was thinking. I've been watching Tubi lately, right?
Mm-hmm.
Watching a lot of
We live?
yeah, we live.
Okay.
I've been watching Tubi lately. Been watching a lot of these black urban movies or whatever, man.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing, man?
And I was thinking, I think I need to be one of them producers, man. Cause you look at these movies, right? And I'm not even hating. Some of these black movies, you be like, what the hell? It ain't really got. It would be a crazy plot, a crazy twist, all types of shit, man. That it just comes up with, man. And I mean, I just need to get a part of that, man. Some of it, and then the music. Let's go to the music. Let's go to the music. You know, you hear the music, man. Some of it, you listen to it, you be like, this man ain't gonna blow. You know, that ain't nobody gonna blow. Then you got some shit that's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's not even bad at all. And I give it to peace to some of them. But man, I don't know that one black dude's name. He big, always got the beard. He do all the damn shows, man. He do all the black. I forgot the dude's name.
You
I,
talking about a producer?
yeah,
Or?
he a producer. You'll see him. He do all the black movies, man. He always a kingpin, a killer, a hustler. He do it. I forgot his name. But man, I'm telling you, man, I got my little camera right here, man. Man, I could do me some little black film, man.
About to do you some
Give me,
2D
give it,
films?
yeah, man. Get some bad actors because ain't nothing but bad actors on there. Ain't nothing but straight horrible ass actors, but it make you laugh. And it make you just be like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? But you really can do it if you get the time. You know what I'm saying? You can work with some people, man. You could do it, man. You know what I mean? But that was just to give a break off. But yo, yo, yo,
Yo, yo,
yo,
yo.
yo, yo, yo.
Yo.
Once again,
Once again.
once again,
Once again.
once again.
Yeah.
It's the motherfucker podcast. You now rocking with your boy Herm Jack.
That's mainly what it do. Got to fill in for the Dolphin today, man. The Dolphin out there making that dollar, man.
Yeah,
So,
man. Dog, keep making that bread, man.
but it's mainly what it do. Swimmers, deep divers, pool siders, skinny dippers. How y'all doing, man? Welcome to the pool. We here. We doing it. How y'all feel? What's up with you, man? How was your week?
Man, ain't been nothing, man. I just been, man. I'm a square, man. I ain't really did nothing this weekend, man. Just chilled out. Ain't do nothing. How about yourself? Watch the draft. That's basically it. How about yourself?
Pretty fair for a square, man.
Man,
You know,
square life, square biz right
nothing
here.
wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all, man. Proud to be a square.
Square biz. But man, we gonna spin it off, man. We gonna spin it off, man. It's been crazy, man, in Canton, man. The past this weekend, man. I'm on the book hostage. A dude held his wife and his kids hostage, and shout out to the dude that I don't know his name real quick, but gave a quick interview, and the dude, he's being polite and respectful and everything. Talking about the cops and everything was nice and everything. And then I think it was what, three people that got shot, two teenagers or whatever.
Yes.
So
Kids.
it's been, man. It just seemed like let the games begin, man. Let it start out, man. I was talking to Dolphin a couple weeks ago, man. You know, soon some warnings come out. Wild things start to happen, and it's a little nippy out, and it's still happening. I mean, I guess it don't matter what the weather is, but man, Canton is, man, it's like we on the news. I mean, of course we on the news. It's like it's going worldwide right now. What's good with that?
These kids just ain't got no respect, man. They ain't got no respect for life. They ain't got no respect for nobody else's life. They ain't got no respect for their own life. And all that stuff started at home, man. don't care what you say. I don't care who you are. That stuff start at home, man. Because everybody's kids ain't out here tripping. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Kids gonna be kids, man.
Mm-hmm.
Young teenagers gonna be teenagers. Young adults gonna be young adults, man.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, the fact of the matter, I mean, you know, our parents did what they could to raise us and all that stuff like that. And the choices that we made them choices on our own, man. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, we still had base kind of, you know, sensible and reasonable upbringing, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for the most part, you know, us, our crew, and all that stuff. You know, it's a couple of us that kind of ended up in prison and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But for the most part, we still, even though we made some bad decisions here and there in our life, we still didn't do nothing crazy. You know, we wasn't out here killing folks and stuff like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that started at home, man. Regardless, you know what I'm saying? It started at home. You can't be your kid best friend, man. You got to be a parent first and foremost. You have to be a parent. You want your kids to be able to come. You want your kids to feel comfortable enough to be able to come and talk to you
Right.
about whatever they're going through or whatever, man. But you still have to be a parent, man, and that's where we failing at. We failing at the parenting part, man. Some of us is real good with being our kids' friend. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the goal, man. The goal is to raise some good. I'm, you know, everybody ain't gonna agree with me when I say this, but you know, our goal is to raise some good God fearing kids, man. You know what I'm saying? But in order to raise a good God fearing kid, we got to be a good God fearing parent. That's where people have a lot of issue with, man. I didn't know, I didn't quite understand that with my first batch of kids. You know what I'm saying? But I got a second batch, man, and you know, my goal now is to help them understand that, man. You know what I'm saying? Help them to be that, man. Raise them up the way they're supposed to be raised up, man. And hopefully, it sticks and they won't end up in these predicaments that some of these kids are now, man. I don't want to be my son's best friend. I want them to feel comfortable with me, with coming to talk to me about whatever it is they're going through, whatever it is, whether it's some little corny beef they got going on in the street or whatever the case may be, or whether it's some feelings that they have about some little girl or whatever. And God forbid, even if it's about some feelings they got for a little boy, whatever the case, I'm just saying. I don't, like I said, God forbid. I don't want nothing like that to happen, but I'm just saying if something like that does occur, I want my kids to feel comfortable coming to me and talking to me about that versus trying to hide it and then turn around making stupid mistakes or doing something that I got to find out about later on or find out about when it's too damn late. You know what I'm saying? So there's a fine line between you know being that person that your kids feel like they can come and talk to about anything versus being a friend. I don't ever want to be. I'm not. That's it's not my job to be my kid's friend. It's my job to be a parent. It's my job to do whatever I can to steer them from making
but
bad
like,
and wrong decisions.
what about the person? Let's give it to the okay. What about the parent that is doing everything wherever they can for the child, but the child ain't about the parent is not lacking the child attention. He's giving all the attention. He's giving the child all the attention it needs. What about the child that's just in love with um, the social media, the things that surround his environment, the characteristic that it brings, and things of that.
Nah, man, listen. In my opinion, If your child is out here carrying guns, if your child is out here on drugs, if your child is out here thinking that the street is more important than anything else in life, then you are not. I'm sorry. This might ruffle some feathers, but I'm saying I'm sorry. You are not involved in your child's life enough to steer them from that. I don't care what's going on. I don't care if you're in the house or you're not in the house. I'm sorry. If your child is if those things are more important, if the street is more important, if the gang life is more important to your child than being a good person and doing the right things and all that stuff, then I'm sorry. You failing as a parent. And you need to do whatever it is you gotta. I understand people work and all this stuff like that. I mean, but you have to make sure that you are questioning, you are involved, you are present in your child's life. I don't care how much you work. I don't care how much you work. I don't care what feathers I ruffle. I don't care about none of that. Care enough about your kids to say, okay, yeah, I know I got to pay bills. Yeah, I know I like to kick it. Yeah, I know I like to do this and do that. I got to live my life and I got to live this. I got to do this and I got to do that. Well, then don't have no kids until you know that you are able to provide what you got to provide for those kids, which is time. Until then, I mean, I'm sorry, man. If you had some kids before it was time, if you had some kids before you got enough time to devote that time to raising your kids, then hey, you got to find a way to make it work. Look at society today. Look at this, man. It was a 16. It was that girl's 16-year-old birthday party. Okay, dude was patting down. Shout out to my nepson, Wild Don Dollar.
What you talking about?
I'm talking about what happened yesterday.
What happened yesterday?
That was yesterday that them little teenagers got shot and stuff in that party, man. That was a 16-year-old's party.
Mm.
Shout out to my nepson, Don Dollar, man. He said himself, he was patting down all the little dudes. He was patting them down like they was grown, but he was patting them down. And here, a little girl snuck the gun in her purse for a little dude. You understand what I'm saying, man? And then this little dude starts shooting and stuff inside this party, man, with kids. With kids. Come on, man. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, man, I don't know who the shooters were. I don't know who their parents are, and I don't even care about that, man. The fact of the matter is, these little kids was devious enough and had the audacity to have a little girl sneak a gun in because he didn't. That son didn't want to. He wasn't checking little girls' purses and stuff, man. But who would think to do that, man? When you're dealing with 14 and 15-year-olds, who gonna think I gotta check this little girl's purse, man?
Yeah, who would have knew?
You know what I'm
If
saying?
anything, you probably checked it for some drinks.
Right, exactly. But you ain't thinking to check for no pistol, man. And so for somebody's kid to be on that, man, it's you know, I mean, I'm sorry, or whoever his parents are or whatever. I think it was two of them that they arrested for it. But whoever their parents are, I'm sorry, man. It sucks that it was your kid, but at the same time, you probably should have been a little more involved in what was going on with your kid, man. I don't care. I mean, you can be mad or whatever the case may be, but we as parents, man, that's the stuff we got to take on the chin, man. We got to realize we got to be more involved in our kids' lives. Period. I don't care like I said, I don't care how much you got to work. I don't care how many bills you got. I don't care about none of that, man. If you got a kid out here, you better get involved in that kid's life. You better get more involved in that kid's life. Get more involved in their business. Be in their business. Stay in their business. I don't care how they feel about it. I don't care if they think, oh, you doing this, you doing too much. Let me live my life. No, earn the right to live your life without me being in your business.
Right.
That's my stance on that.
It's sad that that situation happened and the girl, going there with sneak in with the allegedly, allegedly,
Yeah, allegedly.
allegedly sneak in with the gun and dude ain't gonna check the girl like that. You know what I'm saying? And for that situation to even happen, and now it's like it just who gonna like it's gonna have parents that is good parents, or they could have these parents could have been good. The victim, I mean, the person that did commit the crime could have been good parents. But it just put a stigma out like we can't have these young parties for these kids to enjoy themselves and have a good time or whatever. And this for this young 15, I think he was like a 15-year-old, right? They arrested the 15-year-old, I think, or
I
something like
forget
that.
how old the two boys.
But
There's two of them
it's
that they
just
arrested.
wow, man. At that age, man, and they could have killed somebody. They could have killed.
Yeah, I mean, I
killed.
seen a live. Nefsa did a live earlier today about it, and he said that one of the little dudes was shooting at anybody.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying? He was just sitting there busting.
Just busting, yeah, just the bust.
So I mean, again, man. Listen, man. Dealing with a kid like that,
wow.
there's got to be, and
wow.
And the sad part is that we gotta be careful with the things that we say and the comments that we make about stuff like this. But this is coming from somebody firsthand that was in there. You know what I'm saying? And for him to talk the way he was talking about it was his niece's birthday,
right?
And he said this little dude was just shooting at whoever. And my thing is how. If you got a kid with that kind of mentality, as a parent, you gotta know that something is going on with them. You know what I'm saying?
You don't always know because kids don't always show you their tendencies, man. Because as an adult, we're too busy trying to figure it out ourselves, and we ain't always 24/7 on our children. And when we figure out something is going on, we ask our children every day, all day, what's wrong? What's this? What's that? They might not even tell us. Or if they, you know what I'm saying? Well, I can't tell them because of something, that's this and that and that and that and this. A lot of kids, man, just like that's how you find kids. You cleaning their rooms and you find guns, in the drawers or under the bed or drugs or money and stuff, man. Kids don't tell everything what's going on with their lives. Kids don't always like if a kid get bullied, it ain't necessarily for a kid even to go tell their parents that they're getting bullied.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man, but listen,
so
if you got a kid,
all types of stuff.
If you got a kid that's willing to go into a party and start opening fire and shooting whoever, whenever,
right? It is many influences. It is
right, but at the same time, I'm gonna say this: if you got a kid that's willing to go into a party and start shooting whoever for whatever, whenever, you should know that as a parent that you got a kid that's got a problem like that.
Yeah, man. I mean, maybe,
you know what I'm saying?
Maybe not, because once again, if it was like that, then man, it will be like it. Just like you can go back to when the 8-year-old shot that 5-year-old. Was that dealing with parenting, or that was just dealing with mishandling something, and the kid knew where something was at?
Well, that in that situation, I think that was just more mishandling and somebody an adult not being responsible.
But he still pulled the trigger,
right?
So
but that was an adult not being responsible enough to have that weapon secured so that 8-year-old couldn't get to it.
Okay, but the 8-year-old got it, and the 8-year-old pulled the trigger. Do that by him pulling the trigger? Do that reflect on the parents, on their on them being a parent to their children?
Yeah, because the parents, because an 8-year-old shouldn't have been able to get his hands on the gun that was the parents' gun.
But
Hell yeah, that reflect on the parent.
I'm talking about on teaching them how to be a good kid.
No, it don't. Yes, it does. In my opinion, yeah, it does.
Care to partake?
I mean, I'm just what I'm saying is, first of all, there's no way that an 8-year-old should have been able
I
to
don't
get his
know,
hands
Mecca.
on a
I don't know.
gun.
How would you know? Go
I
ahead.
mean, there's no way that an 8-year-old should have been able to get his hands on his parents' gun. That's number one. Number two, again, it's hard to say with an 8-year-old, but even if that 8-year-old did get their hands on that gun, number one, should have been locked away. Number two, it should have been on safety. And if your 8-year-old know how to take a gun off safety and shoot it, then yeah, that falls on the parent. Because how do your 8-year-old know that?
Might teach them hunting.
Again, if you're gonna teach your 8-year-old how to hunt, then you need to teach your 8-year-old all about gun safety.
Okay, hold up. We give our kids tools to navigate through life, but they still make decisions that we don't want, that we don't and won't agree with.
I agree. Who
That
is that?
Almecca.
Oh yeah, for sure. And respect to Al Mecca, one of the OGs. I agree with that 100%, man. But again, we still have to go the distance. We have to go extreme as parents, man. That's the bottom line. We got to be extreme when it comes to raising our parents. You know what I'm saying? And if we gonna teach them this or show them this, if we gonna teach them the good and all that stuff, we gotta teach them and show them the bad. We gotta let them know those things, and we don't do that as parents right now. This generation right now, we don't do that. It's our kids out here that's acting up. It's our kids out here that's throwing their life away. It's our kids out here that's taking life from somebody else who they don't even they they do it as if there's no consequences to it. And that's because we're not teaching them. We're not showing them what the consequences could be. Now, again, people, you can raise your kid to be the best and all this stuff, and they're going to make the decisions that they make regardless. But sometimes when you talking about 14, 15-year-old kids and stuff like that, man, listen, man, I just think we failing. We are failing, regardless of what's going on, regardless of who it is, regardless of whose kids it is, and all that stuff like that. We as parents are failing, and we have to take accountability for that.
Yeah, so Almecca, social media is too influential. I just spoke up on that earlier before Smelu was talking. Yeah, it's like you can be the best parents of the world, teach them right or wrong, um, give them the best, the best schooling, the best food, the best clothing, the best whatever. But when you turn your back and you go to sleep or you doing whatever because you cannot watch your kids 24 hours a day, they get indulged in other stuff, far as TV, social media, all that type of stuff. And all that stuff gets influenced into them because they like to see what's going on because now they making it cool for this. They want just like everybody. Prime example. Everybody want to scream out R.I.P. Jerry Springer. Rest in peace, Jerry Springer. Rest in peace. Okay, rest in peace to the man. He created a nice show. But at it again, he was exploiting majority of the minority of the people. And that minority or the majority was black people. Or how they, or how your life was and how you might have cheated and how your family was bad and this and that. And he exposing all that and y'all loving that and y'all screaming out this rest in peace shit. But it's traveling back to our kids because they think Jerry Springer is nothing but a pull off from Love and Hip Hop or Housewives of L.A. or anything like it. You know what I mean? It's just basically a spin. They just took a piece out of it and made it their own. And this is what our kids is watching every day because they think me, which is content over everything has its good and bad. It does,
Well, I
but
think the love and hip hop and all that stuff, I think that came from Jerry Springer.
That's what
You
I
know,
said.
Jerry Springer been
Yes,
doing
that's
it
what I
for a
said.
long time.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
They took pieces from Jerry Springer.
Right.
You know, and that's what these kids watching today. So they be like, "Who is Jerry Springer?" So now they think Maury was it, but it goes back to Sally Jesse
Yeah,
Raphael,
Ricky Lake.
Ricky Lake,
They was all doing
and
it.
all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Social media validates a lot of nonsense. And I totally agree, Al Mecca. It sure do. You know what I'm saying, man? Yo, man, I appreciate you, man. I need to get you up on here, man, soon, man. Man, we'll holler, man. And shout out to your stuff, man.
Yeah, you gotta give us some tips.
And you doing big things, man. So shout out to that. Shit, man, it ain't really about no tips, man. It's just about doing what you do, cause
No, I mean I'm just saying.
what he gonna tell us? Which is we can gain it all we want. What he gonna tell us is what we've been telling ourselves for the past 3 years. I guarantee. But anyway, yeah, it's just where your kids is they're gonna be influenced by anything they turn their head on, man. It's just nowadays, man. They like that shiny piece of candy. They want to grab it. They want to eat it. Do whatever they want to do to indulge because that's just what it is in this world today.
Well, listen. On that note, let me say this: we, as parents, gotta be the bigger influence. We gotta be bigger. We gotta be more present. We gotta have more of a presence than the social media presence in our children's lives.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta do what we need to do to make sure that happens. And until we do that, we are failing because we as adults, we as a parent know the influence that social media can have on our kids. Yet we still let them have access to it. If you gotta take their phone, take their phone. If you gotta shut down a tablet or a computer or whatever, then do that. I don't care if your kids get mad. I don't care if your kids talk about, well, this kid can do this and this kid can do that. I don't care about that. How much do you value your kid's life?
Liz Rice, shout out to Liz Rice. She say black exploitation. Um, Also, he exploited lower class individuals of all races. Um, who who was you talking about?
She talking about the Tubi thing?
No, not the Tubi. Who you talking about? Because we got to talking. We might have said something that might have slipped our minds. So let me know who you talking about, Liz. Right? Al Mecca. Even on social media, we have to support more politician platforms. Well, listen. Prime example, Don. He's hired. You know what I'm saying? Putting out stuff. Okay, Liz Wright just cut back. It was more class than race, actually. Those people were paid to do those shows.
She talking about the
Oh,
Tubi stuff.
no. When we was talking about Ricky Lake and Jerry Springer and all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Lower classes, intelligent. I mean, that's true. That's true. But I'm just saying that was our generational thing, and now that it's taken to be love and hip hop and um, housewives and basketball wives and days of our lives or whatever the hell that's going on. The kids is seeing it and getting the influence, and it just taking it to another level. You know what I mean? So go back to Al Mecca's thing. Politicians, Don Lemon is not a politician, but he was a public figure, you know what I'm saying, on a heavy platform, CNN. He ended up getting fired. He been there for about, I think, either like 17 years or something like that, a long time. Out there when the war threw him out there, all types of war. The Saudi Arabia war. Well, no, that's 20 some years ago. The war with Russia and what's that country? Not Lithuania, Lithuania. You know what I'm saying? He out there. You put this dude out there. Just because I get it. He said the woman was, wanted to go for president. He's talking about she a little bit past her prime. I knew that was kind of foul. But for him to they just say, you know what, let's go because of these ads. We got kiss ads for ads. Everything always got to be PC in the matter, but we can't express the way how we feel. But when we get into that, they always want to put us in our feelings and try to cancel culture us. You know what I'm saying? Al Mecca, negativity creates attention and makes people into viral celebrities. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? No matter whatever you do, man. Oh, shoot, we going right back to the love and hip hop? Yeah, because it does make you do that, Al Mecca. People do stuff like sometimes it's content over everything, and people push things they don't care, to make themselves get this viral moment, this 15 minutes of fame, and then they go around and this and that, and girls still cackalaacking and fighting. It's this one girl, I forgot her damn name. She's like Judy with the good Joogie, or some black girl that that's going around doing interviews. She was on the Breakfast Club and a couple more interviews. She was in Love and Hip Hop New York, and just you putting yourself out there, and y'all talking all crazy. Girl, you don't know nothing. You this and that. You ain't girl. I fight like just like talking real stupid, and the younger crowd is grasping into this, man.
All for that dollar.
And they catching this, and they get into this, and they loving all of this, man. And this is going there. Shout out to Selling Denny. Man. He said that's why I don't watch any of them shows at all. Listen, I don't watch them at all either. Don't get me wrong. I used to watch them. There wasn't nothing else to do. You chilling up, laying up with your girl. What we gonna do? We gonna watch Love and Hip Hop.
Nah, I ain't never got into.
I have. I watched Love and Hip Hop. I watched Black Ink, Black Ink Chicago. I watched all the Black Inks, man. I watched a lot of that.
I watched Black Ink for the tattoos.
Then I did not stop because I'm like, man, like you be thinking that like, is this program me in this situation now? Or something like this, and it's like, man, you can't put that reality shit into your real life because that's not reality. Because most of that shit is set up and programmed.
Yeah, and they doing that for $1. Just like I'll make a mention, they doing it for $1.
People are set up and put it that way, and then now it's in your girl's head or in your head, and now y'all doing a Love and Hip Hop in your own damn apartment.
Comparing your life to it, yeah, basing your life off of it, man.
Al Mecca, people are reflective of what they are entertained by, and that's very true. It don't matter. And listen, it's 2023, but that's been going on since since Stonehenge. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you've been doing, you gonna try to act and do. So that's just how that's gonna be. You know what I mean? That's just really how it's gonna be. And they firing good people. Don Lemon or whatever. I hope he get his stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we'll see some things going on like why was he fired and lawsuit or what's that termination, a buyout or however it may be.
Don Lemon got fired for telling the truth.
Yeah, and they don't like the truth.
Despite who Don Lemon is, a lot of people gonna say, "Oh, well, he gay and this and that and that," but whatever.
Don Lemon ain't gay.
Don Lemon is gay.
Is he? Then he must be. Then he must be both because he been messing with women and men. Women.
Listen,
he gay. Wow.
Anyways, that ain't the point I'm trying to make.
Go ahead.
Don Lemon told the truth too much on his news show or whatever, and
right.
They got tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now it was reports that from some of the stuff I read, it was reports that he's hard to work with, all this stuff like that.
Yeah,
well, the dude was there for a long time, so whatever he was hard to work with, whatever. Maybe somebody finally got in place and said, you know what, because he's so hard to work with, we're gonna get rid of him, whatever the case may be. But they fired that white dude too, Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
They fired him too, but they said they worded it different than firing him. They made it seem like they parted ways. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like it was an agreeable type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas they fired Don Lemon. whatever the case may be. Tucker Carlson was costing them money because of lawsuits and all that stuff because of some of the stuff he was saying. You know what I'm saying? And people were suing him and all that stuff like that or whatever. So Tucker Carlson was firing them, was costing them money. Um, Don Lemon wasn't costing them money. He was just telling the truth. And so probably the people with the money didn't like the truth that Don Lemon was telling.
Mm-hmm.
So they got rid of him. So, you know, that's, of course, you know, everybody don't try to make it a race thing. Well, but anyway, I ain't got too much to say about that because I don't watch Don Lemon. I don't watch Tucker Carlson. So, you know, stuff like that, I don't.
You know
It's
what?
whatever.
Yeah. You know why Almecca other countries don't wild out like us? Because we the so-called land of the free. We got choices and stuff to do whatever we want, and we set to a point where everything is wild and out there. I'm sure, like as far as like maybe just like far as all the violence and gun violence and all the booty shaking and all the same sex stuff that goes on in the United States. I'm sure a lot of that stuff don't go on in the countries. They're not letting a lot of that stuff, you know, in the countries and exploiting a lot of that. You know, it's like you know I'm on my Facebook. You know, I'm at least seeing a sick ass girl every time I scroll up, either on a story or yeah stories or you know what I'm saying. It's just you know we
What you mean
exploit,
by sick?
huh?
What you mean by sick?
Sick. I said sick.
Sound like you said sick ass girl.
Sick ass
Oh,
girl.
thick. Okay.
Sick ass girl. You know what I'm saying? Like we go on the Facebook, you see the story. You got some girl with her pajamas on, shaking her thighs. Or you got some thick ass girl with a bikini on,
Doing a dance.
doing a dance. You got a girl with big titties with no bra on. You see her nipples through her shirt. I mean, you know what can you do? You can't stop it. You know, and I'm sure through all these other countries they're not doing that. They're not exploiting their people like that, and people's not. It's just it's really crazy, man. It's really crazy. Liz Wright replying to Al Mecca. Al Mecca. That's our culture. Yes, it is, Liz. It is our culture. It is our culture. I mean, I don't mind girls, you know, popping it and making it clap and shit, but it's like that's all y'all do for y'all. So for a woman, all y'all need to do is have some type of ass. No matter if you want, no matter if you 60 pounds to 320, you gotta show some type of ass and shake it. You're gonna get 10,000 likes and 10,000 followers, and you just gonna do that shit every day. But you ain't showing me how to cook. You ain't showing me if you can cook. You ain't showing me how intelligent you is. You ain't showing me how a remarkable woman you can be. You're not showing me nothing because everything that you giving to me, I'm gonna have to cater back to you or give to you for a satisfaction that you giving that you need. Attention is a hell of a drug. Hell yeah, because sometimes I still want attention.
Me too. From my wife.
It's not really. That's what society perpetuate or what is it?
Perpetuate.
Perpetuate, right? As our culture, it's not. Then okay, I mean, so what is it, Liz? I mean, let me know because that's what it's showing us. That's what it's showing us every day. You know what I'm saying? Every time you get on that damn book, listen, everybody on that book want attention. That's why people on the book. That's why people on the book express how they feel. You know, this and that. They want to express their problems and say what's going on. I mean, everybody wants this attention. Women don't do that. You will never see a respectable woman doing anything like that. Well, you might be right, but it's a lot of women out here that's doing it. That's a lot of women out here taking pictures. It's a lot of women out here doing what they doing, getting these likes. Get want to getting this attention, and they ain't just going on with just women, even men too. We want to come on with the boxer briefs with the penis down to the thigh. You know what I'm saying? We want to come out here all chocolate up and do our push-ups and our
Our
curls
crunches.
and our crunches. We want to let y'all know what type of juicer we got. We got the juicer X45639,000. It goes both ways, man. Then you know what I'm saying. Then it's this one guy. He kills me. I shout out to him. I forgot he the perfect gentleman. He his crib always clean. He even got cologne in his car where it's scent come out the cologne, and he brushes his teeth in three types of ways, with the toothbrush, with the floss water, with the ginger juice and all this shit. And then he do about 300 crunches before he go outside, and then he get on the rug, and then he pray, and then he brush his waves 100 times, and then he comb his beard 60 times, and then it's time to go. When I looked, it was daytime. When he did all that shit, it was nighttime. You know what I'm saying? But he's showing all this shit to us on the damn Instagram.
Because people are paying attention to it.
You're like, what's going on, man? I don't mind your man. You want to show a little booty? Ain't never wrong to show a little booty. Now, when you're doing 20, 30 pictures with the booty,
and somebody say something about your booty,
yeah,
then you got a problem with it.
Yeah, right. Ooh, I love to get in that ass. Soon somebody DM you. Oh my God, quit DMing me. Well, quit exposing me.
I can't believe he DMing me. He's
lust.
so disrespectful.
We gonna lust.
I mean, but again, hey, Almeka, I got a question for you though, bro. Do you think that other countries, you think that, I'm just asking for your opinion, do you think that they're allowing their kids to indulge in this social media thing? You think that they're allowing their kids to watch some of the things that we allow our kids to watch? Do you think they allow their kids to be entertained by some of the things that we allow our kids to be entertained by? Because a lot of our kids are watching things like Love and Hip Hop, and we don't have these blocks and filters and stuff like that. We're not taking advantage of those things. Mm-hmm. Putting those things on these tablets or on their phones and stuff like that. We're not protecting our kids from those things. Do you think that they have those same issues in other countries and stuff like that, or what? I mean, I don't know if you know. I don't know if you even pay attention to that or think about that, but I'm just wondering what your opinion is on it. And what you think, Jack? Do you think that in other countries that stuff is going on? I mean, like in China or something.
I think China because, like, example, TikTok. China will let all that stuff, like, add all that provocative, nasty, negative stuff go on. But over in their country, they don't even want that to happen. They want the kids to learn about science, math, educational stuff. Over here, they give you stuff like, oh, they want you to show skinny people and stuff, the stuff that depress people. If she's skinny, make you feel, and you fat, make you feel bad. Or a kid doing this, or a kid popping. They showing all that drama shit. Black girls fighting, country white girls fighting, people in Walmart looking silly. They want to show you all that negative stuff, man. And that's why it just keep you missing. It keep you entertained in this other stuff, and then not recognizing what the whole world is doing. Right. So that's just what it's going. And then
I should have put my glasses on. I can't see that. What that say?
Almeka, not to the extent that we do. Plus, they're strict in raising their kids
Yeah,
all
yeah.
day, all day. They strict. They you know they
And again, that's what I was talking about though. We as parents over here, we gotta get more into our kids' business. We gotta be more. We gotta stop being so lenient about what we allow our kids to be exposed to. Man.
like
We
yeah,
have to. It's a
yeah. It's a
must.
must. It's a must. It's a must. It's a must, man. And heart goes out to them kids that got shot this weekend in Canton, man. And you be wanting to have things for your kids, man, at that young age, man. You want to have parties and stuff, but when you know bad companies or bad apples come in and disrupt a situation that you got going on, man, it really takes a whole toll to your whole mind and makes you not even want to do it, and it makes Canton even more closed of a city and town because we already on top of each other. Everybody got the same creative thoughts and ideas, and then we all at the same time thinking we stealing from each other. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you took this idea, this and that. And on top of that, we ain't even supporting half these people's ideas. And it's just like, Canton is just a cesspool of hate. And it's time to stir that out, man. You know, we say this every week. And no matter if I say it, or if my Al Mecca dropping a jewel, or if Liz Wright out there dropping jewels on the book, I mean, we say it all the time, and people still continue to do it, week after week after week. The next couple of weeks, I'm sure we're gonna see something dealing with some more kids doing more things. As soon as we get off, we're gonna see more. We're gonna see more ass and titties on the social media. It's just what it is, man. It's just not
Right
gonna
now,
stop.
somebody getting
Yeah,
their video together.
you know what I'm saying? Just
Get they put their reel together.
like when old girl was giving head at the M bar, and then one of my dudes, shout out my homie Style Marshall, was like, man, that's a that bar got a little bit of class. I'm like, and it must not got too much class.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody really, I mean, if she was giving out the head, let her give out the neck. You know what I mean? But somebody out here always gotta expose something and put everything out. Everything ain't always need to be put out. Now, if somebody was up there giving you
Yeah,
the
but
hucklebuck,
that was gonna be put out though, and I'm sure she knew it was gonna be put out. I'm sure the dude that got it knew it was gonna be put out. It's just
it's
again,
bull.
that's attention.
Yeah, it's
That's
attention. It's attention. It's bullshit, but it's attention. Al Mecca, the fight is the fight. The most level stuff like shootings is extreme. Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, it is. But if you come to that, it ain't like you can't be an extreme shooting here. Besides, we shooting each other out in these streets. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's just wow. It's real crazy, man. It's real crazy. Man, for the last I want to say what 12 minutes. Yeah, about 12 minutes. I wanted to damn, I don't know. 12 minutes might not be enough. 12 minutes is not gonna be enough. I was gonna because I was talking to Dre, and he was just explaining because you married or whatever, and you're in a relationship, and it's where how where people, women, and y'all, this is for women, and y'all can get back at us. He's saying women sometimes expect, like when something is happening, they expect us to react a certain way that they figure that it's supposed to be, and if we don't act that way, they got a problem. But there's more than one way to solve that problem. You know what I mean? So say, have you been? I don't know. I've been in a situation before to where my woman said something and I did it one way, or said something one way, and she expected me to say how she expected me to say what she wanted me, that she felt that I should say. So what she expect me to say, I'm not saying. And 9 times out of 10, men, we don't do that. And he was explaining where we gotta understand there's more than one way to skin a cat, and there should not be a control in a relationship, and that's when people, when you expect things, have an expectation. Not that I expect you to be a good man or a good woman, but how a person's supposed to react. And that's where your mind get the trickling and whatever, and then you try to control them by like trying to mold in okay, this is how I want you to do this and that and that, and I don't. And that's how relationships start to get wavy and be at fault. How do you feel about that?
In my opinion, we as humans need to expect people to do human stuff. Flat out. The minute you decide that you got expectations, I mean, there's certain expectations, general, vanilla.
You're right, Kelly. Don't expect
What happened?
don't expect communication. We all different. Yeah, but you're a woman, you might expect me to give you a certain answer, and I don't give you the answer, and you might have an attitude.
Expect humans to be human.
And then yeah, and then it might go on a couple more times, and then you like, okay, I gotta put him in a situation where I mold him to so it'll be the way you trying to set me the way to have you think the way you think, and you shouldn't try to teach me to think the way you think, because I'm not going to try to teach you the way I think. And then when we start to doing that, and then that's when that control stuff comes down, and then that's where people have, and that's where people go, that's where relationships start to fail.
How about we expect humans to be human? And how about we communicate?
That's control.
How about we communicate?
But girls, women control subconsciously.
Men do too.
But I'm talking about me. She could come back and rebuttal and say the same.
I'm just saying.
Women do it so sneakily, so smart, so methodical. But if you're thinking all that methodical and all that cute bullshit, then you need to come at me directly up front, and then I can understand what you're talking about.
That's what I was about to get at. Communicate your expectations. If you got expectations that you want somebody to meet, communicate those expectations up front. Then you give that person, and this is men or women, you give that person the opportunity to decide, yeah, I'm going to step up to that. Or, yeah, you tripping. I ain't doing that. I'm out of here. But don't go at it with the expectation that this is the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's the way it's supposed to be, in your opinion. That's the way it was supposed to be for your mama or your daddy or whatever the case may be.
Kelly, why a lot of women don't be direct? Because they be indirect. You can't
you want somebody to figure it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Why is y'all too indirect?
It's already enough to deal with some of y'all. And when I say that, I'm speaking on behalf of men and women. We all, excuse me, we all are complex. We all are difficult. We all got expectations about this and about that, So again,
I get that you're direct. What about as a woman, as whole?
Well, she can't speak for all women.
No, you got to.
No.
Yes, you do. Because she another woman. She got sisters. She got girls.
But that don't mean she can speak for all women when she's saying what she's saying. She's saying that she's direct.
Well, no. What I'm saying is why women ain't direct as you. Okay, let's put it like that. You is a small percentage. Why a lot of women ain't direct? And then why they want to try to teach us like we little boys, because what they still think we little boys like we still little kids? Like what's the situation with that?
I think that's just an individual thing.
Some just don't know how to express themselves. That's true. No, man, listen, that's true. A lot of women don't, but a lot of women do, and they express themselves by indirect shit because why? They might have seen their mom do it indirectly.
Grandmama,
Or their grandmother,
aunties, best
aunties,
friends.
whatever. And that's how they program it. And the next thing you know, they trying to control something, control they do. And that's when there's no form of communication because you overruling what I'm thinking and how I'm feeling, what my thoughts and opinions are. It's just okay. This is what I expect, and this is what you're not doing. So X all that, and I'm just going in control, and then that's what y'all sitting there arguing and stuff, and all about ego and who control who, and like why is we at it? Why are we grown? Why are we trying to be grown people trying to control people? You know what I'm saying? You can't do this. You ain't allowed to do this. You ain't allowed to drink that. You ain't allowed to eat at this certain night. You ain't allowed to talk on the phone. You ain't allowed to get on social media. You ain't allowed to do all this and all that. What you think a motherfucker gonna do is gonna eventually drive a motherfucker insane. Kelly said childhood trauma. It's a lot. Listen, I get it. I get it. We all got childhood trauma. But you know what? It's time for us to leave. You know what? It's time for that big BS excuse
I'm
to
mad
get
I
that
can't
shit
see
out of
these
here, man.
comments.
Because if you got childhood trauma, then sit down there and talk to your motherfucking man, or you go ahead and go call somebody and talk to somebody, man. Because what you gonna still be in your 50s? We gonna be 50 soon. What you gonna be unhappy and single because you still out here crazy and you gonna be talking about childhood trauma and daddy issues and shit like that, man. It's time for everybody to grow the fuck up, men and women. Shelly Denny, definitely most are indirect. Oh, goddamn right, indirect. You know what I'm saying?
They
Kelly said,
want you
I
to
agree,
figure it
don't
out.
control. Oh, I meant to say, Coco Minifield, cause some men still act like boys. Some be missing some things from their childhood. Just my opinion. Well,
You're entitled to your opinion.
it goes both ways. It goes both ways because we kids too. Boys, we act dumb. All y'all get mad when we kick it with our friends, when our boys all day and this and that. Like, damn, is y'all gay? Like, no, we ain't gay. We just hang. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. And or we just run around coming home all dusty and high and drunk and shit, smelling like a whole pack of something. And you don't want to come in and grab on your ass and tell them about cook something. Yeah, we can act dumb. Nigga might wake up, don't even do nothing. You go to work, you come, he sleep. You go to work, he come back home, he smoking on some weed, playing on the motherfucking video game and shit. You know what I'm saying? We boys too. We get something. You know what I'm saying? And there's ways where you can talk to us and get us right. But don't sit there and come in it indirectly or try to control the situation to where now we sitting here out with your peoples and then the homeboy might do something out the side, then you might fuck around and try to masculate him. Is it masculate? Demasculate? You know what I'm saying? So we don't need none of that where our relationship, if we got problems, we're gonna have it hold in within the home. Ain't no need for everybody else to express it. Then now you sitting here and disrespect me in front of other people, and that's making our relationship less worthy or less valid. And now people going home talking about us, and that shouldn't be the motherfucking thing.
People gonna talk about you
They
regardless.
gonna talk about you regardless, but now when you out here letting it be shown, they like, well, that's what you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
making it
yeah,
even.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, yes, get help. I feel that I feel don't accept things. You're not okay with that. A lot of people accept. A lot of people is content. They might listen. The woman or the man might demasculate them, make them feel smaller than an ant. They fuck around and emasculate,
Yeah.
emasculate. Sorry, de emasculate. I'm sorry. I apologize. Emasculate. And people just they stay with their partners or whatever, man. People been doing it for years, sticking on with their partners, man, thinking they can't get nothing better or they just whatever. It goes on every day. It goes on every day. But I'm just thinking if people quit trying to control people and trying to take over the wheel and say I need to steer over this, and they have a more of a 50-50 relationship. A lot of relationships that go on solid. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I understand, of course you got your financial issues and um, you know, being a partner, a tag team partner as far as making the house a home, as far as cleaning, cooking, helping, doing everything, you know what I'm saying? But if you ain't good, it's starting with control. If y'all got the same respect for each other, understanding each other every day on whatever y'all communicating on or whatever y'all missing and y'all goal is, it can be fine. But when somebody try to take over something because they feel that that person should be doing something the way that they feel it should be done, then that's when it start to go left and right, and it's ugly. Respect, yeah, respect goes along. Yes, Kelly, respect goes a long way. You got to respect that person, man, in and out, even if they did wrong. You know what I'm saying? Or they come from they might come from a background to where they don't even know how to love. They might even know how to understand how to love that person because their mama never even showed them how to love. They just sitting there and blinded, don't even know how to give a person attention, don't even know how to even put a woman respect the woman to make the woman respect them back. All they coming to the person with negative answers and thoughts and bad energy because that's all they know. They love is reciprocated in a whole different way. They love is reciprocated in bad energy because that's all they know. And then when they get with that right person to switch them around, man, you can shoot, man. You can turn a mushroom into a rose. You know,
You can do what?
turn a mushroom, turn a mushroom into a rose.
I like that. Listen, Kelly Harris said, I feel don't accept things you're not okay with. I agree. That's 100%. You skipped over that.
Oh,
But yeah, and that's it, Kelly. Don't People don't accept things that they don't agree with, and that's okay. And you let that be known to that person that you're dealing with, and that goes in all relationships. That's a friend. That's a You can't really say a job, but at the same time, it could be a job too. If you don't,
no,
if
if
they
your
do,
relationship is a job, then it's a problem.
no. What I'm saying, no, I'm talking about job wise. You
Mm.
don't accept things you don't agree with.
Yeah.
If your job expecting you to do this or do that at the job and you don't agree with it, then you got a decision to make.
Right.
Am I going to stick with this job or am I
Right.
going to find another one? Am I going to conform to this rule or this expectation, or do I have a problem with it? And is it a big enough problem that I ain't got nothing to do with this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And again, those expectations or whatever that you don't agree with or whatever, you let that be known, not indirectly, but be direct with it. If somebody feeling you or they dealing with you or whatever the case may be, then you should be able to be direct in what you feel and how you think something is supposed to be. And you give that, and when you let that person know, you give them the opportunity to say, okay, I feel you. Okay, I understand. So I'm going to step up to the plate and I'm going to make that change, or I'm going to do this that way, or whatever. Or you give them the opportunity to say, no, I ain't with that.
Right.
So we're going to have to do this way, or whatever.
Right.
Once you do that,
Right.
then the ball is back in your court.
Right.
Okay, I made known what I think should happen. I made known my expectations, and I don't agree with it, or this person doesn't agree with it. So now, do I continue to deal with this person, or do I say, okay, you ain't what I'm looking for, you ain't what I want to deal with, I'm out. Sorry, I love you, or I care for you, or whatever. I'm feeling this, but this ain't what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
This is not my thing. This is not, you can't meet my expectations. And it's okay to tell somebody that.
Right.
It's okay to feel that way. It's fair. That makes it fair. That makes the playing field level, man. And people, we have to start doing that more.
Mm-hmm.
We got to start doing that more, especially as grown-ups, man. We grown. We are grown now. Kelly, you know what you need or want in a mate, right? I'm sure you do. And I don't know if you got a mate or not. I'm not. That's not my what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is that you know what you need, want in a mate, and those are the things you want. You're not gonna deviate from that. If you deviate from that, that's because you like, okay, maybe I want too much, or I'm looking for too much, maybe I'm expecting too much, or whatever the case may be. But those things will come to light for all of us.
Communication and healthy boundaries. That's what she wants.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And those two things are very, very important, especially when it comes to choosing a mate or whatever the case may be. You those things are very important, in my opinion. Maybe it's different for Herm Jack. Maybe it's different for Sally Denny. Maybe it's different for Al Mecca. Maybe it's different for Liz Wright. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. But we all have things that we're going to put up with and we're not going to put up with. And that's okay. If you are the person that's like, my man got to have 6 figures, he got to do this, he can't have no baby mamas, then hey, if that's your thing, go for it. Stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
And let that be known. And good luck to you. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, go for a dude. Which would call it that doggone Marcus Houston. He don't want to stay out of the spotlight. Talking about women his age.
Yeah, women his age is
Women his age come with too much baggage. Okay, well if that's the case, then you chase after your 19 and 20-year-olds. But you don't have to. I mean, you don't owe nobody no explanation, because when you go into all that explaining and stuff, all you're gonna do is bring out all the people that's like, who the hell this nigga think he is? Why you think you can make that decision? Why you think you can be like that? Ain't no way, ain't no problem with him being like that. If that's what he choose, then so be it. Let him be that. But don't run around broadcasting it. Just let that be your thing.
See, now, since he brought that up, I'm going to swim in too. But see, everybody, Liz Wright, Liz White, Kelly Harris, Al Mecca, everybody else, now, do you want a person, the person that make that you with, do age matter to y'all? Do you want to mold a person? Do you want a person that even that young of an age? We all in our 40s.
I gotta call my wife.
You gotta call
She
your
done
wife?
called me a couple times.
Do you want a person? Do you want a person in their teens still? Excuse me. Are you building up for a person in their teens? I mean, because we got kids that's 18, 19 right now. No, exactly, Kelly. Do you want to be with a girl like, would you got a 19, 18, 19-year-old kid, 20-year-old kid. So you're going to introduce your kid to another person that's their age. Yeah, this is my girl. Or vice versa, this is my man. You know what I'm saying? Liz Wright, all he needs is a SSI check and a food stamp card. We good. If everything was good and going like that, right? But yeah, man. I mean, you get at that age. That's what I'm saying. So he want to control. Marcus Houston want to control his girls. All these people my age got baggage. What? Because everybody went through life because they've been with guys like you. That's you be in their life for a season, entertain their thoughts or whatever, and then mess around and mess them up, and then y'all break up with each other because something going on. Far as maybe whatever it maybe goes, I'm not gonna always put infidelity into the situation, but it doesn't matter. Whatever situation goes on, now you break up with this woman, and now she got a scar because y'all going through some bull crap. But now you want to get with this 19-year-old chick, marry her, and you going You gonna control this girl, man. Just like R. Kelly was controlling all them damn young girls, man. R. Kelly can't control no grown ass woman. He can yank on her and beat on her and probably tell her a couple things and this and that, but he can't just fully mind fuck her. You know what I mean? Kelly Harris, what do he have to offer in this question? What do he have to offer in the question? What you mean? What he gotta offer? What he gotta speak? Is you talking about Marcus Houston, or you talking about just Moten and stuff? Period. No, I wouldn't even entertain someone in their early 30s. I prefer them in the late 40s or 50s when I was dating. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure everybody want a mature person. Man, I'm 44. I don't think I can go no young. I say I go 10 young. I say 10, 34. And if you go 15, that's 29. So, I can't, I don't think I can try to mess or date with anybody that's below 29 years old. If I decide to go back 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm not really trying to mold that little young girl. That man did again. The young girl might even fuck around and turn me out, and then have me doing some things, thinking young and shit, thinking. And you don't want to be in them positions, man. You know what I'm saying, man? It's like it's situations you've been out here, maybe on the streets, conversate with a young girl. And a young girl wants you to blow on that loud pack. You might not even smoke on the loud pack, and she calling you weird and goofy and shit. You like sometimes the different ages don't relate. Everybody don't smoke crazy. Everybody don't do everything that everybody do. From the 25 to 45-year-old demographic. Everybody's not doing the same thing. Liz Wright. Oh, she already said that already. But yeah, man, that's just how it is, man. So you catching up.
Mm-hmm.
So it just for Marcus Houston, man. I don't know what's going on, man. Now, uh, um, Kelly, we can go to the childhood trauma. Cause something wrong with that motherfucker, man. Um, Marcus Houston.
Why?
Why would you? What is you marrying a young kid for?
Because that's what he chooses to do.
19.
That's what he chooses to do. That's the type of person he wanted in his life, man.
Yeah, but what can a 19-year-old do for a 38?
Hey,
Unless this girl is Doogie Howser.
listen. I mean,
And she's still
do I
trying to
think
learn.
this? Do I
She's still
agree?
trying to learn herself.
Listen, do I agree with it? No, absolutely not. That ain't my thing. But it worked for some people. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that came out about that story or whatever. Was it true? Was it not true? I don't know. I don't really care. Again, that's not me. That's not what I'm gonna do. That's if Marcus Houston feel like he need a 19-year-old to float his boat, man, then more power to him, man. It ain't no different than a 60-year-old woman with a 25-year-old dude, little boy or whatever. He a little dude, but again, if that's what she want and the dude is cool with it, then so be it. More power to him, man. If that girl is of age, then whatever. Now, when that story first surfaced, it was funny because I seen it. It said Marcus Houston, which again, this might not have been the truth when it first came out, but the first time I seen the story, it said something like Marcus Houston was 40 years old. His girl was 22 years old, and they've been together for 10 years. Now, when you think about it,
10 years is 30. She 12.
Exactly. Exactly. So when you look at it like that, yeah, it's a problem. Something is wrong there. definitely something is wrong there. Now, had they been together for 10
She's
years? I
Kelly
don't know.
Harris. You have right. You don't have nothing in common with a 19-year-old.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree. But at the same time, you know, whatever floats your boat, whatever that, if that's how you feel, if that's what you need, if that's what you can get down with, if that's his
Your
thing,
mom
then
was 16. Your dad was 21. They've been together. See, back in the day, Gentry, they was
it was different back then.
it was different back then, Gentry.
Still the same thing, though. I mean,
She fine. I mean, well, yeah, but I mean, it's different between if your mom was 16 and your dad was 32. You see what I'm saying? And back then, man, hell, man, man. I mean, not to say
that it was cool, but
that
that's
was
what it
cool, but
was.
that's what they was doing. So, I mean, 5 years, man. I was saying 15 years, man. If I date a girl, I don't think I can date her behind the age of 29. You know what I mean? You said right, Herman. Yeah, I'm just saying. Thank you, Kelly. It's just, it's just if I just said 21 year only, I'm that time was innocent, less exposure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But now everything is opening out. Whatever you do, people gonna see and people gonna have their opinions and their thoughts about it, man. I mean, that's just how it's going. That's just how it's going right now, man. So you out here because man, there's cats out here. I ain't gonna say no names. Y'all know it's cats out here messing around, seeing girls, little young girls walking in the hood, walking on top of the hill to the bottom of the hill, picking them up. Young girl thighs was nice because everybody was in shape at this point in time, doing all that walking. And now you know what I'm saying. They in their 50s and their kids is like they was like in their 25s, 26s, and them girls is like 16, 17, 18 years old. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens, man. It happens, man. It's just what you gonna do about it, how you gonna feel about it. Now that your mind is probably on the up level, do you want to bring your kids around? Do you want to have your kids around somebody that's their age? It's just about a lot of things you need to think about and put things in perspective. And if you all good, if you all Gucci with that, then carry on with your motherfucking life, man. Live it to the fullest, man. With you and your young girl, man. But guarantee it's gonna come drama with all that, man. You know what I'm saying? Liz Wright, sorry, messed that up. But yeah, there were more innocent back then. Yeah, it was. That's it. Now today, it ain't that much. Man, cause man, it's girls, man. It's these young girls that's looking out here thicker than a fresh pack of 6 pack of cream sticks. And these young guys, I mean these older guys are jumping on it, man. Just like when you know what I'm saying, you had thick girls in our in our high school. Man, I ain't gonna say a name, but a teacher was banging on one of our, you know what I'm saying? Teacher was banging on one of the thick ass girls at school. Got a kid. It
You
happened.
talking too much.
No, I'm just saying. But it happens. It happens. I mean, you think that's the only one?
No, I
Junior
know that
high,
ain't the only one.
junior high, high school, men, women, all these women. I mean, men, people getting caught up in this shit. It just happens. Not trying to put nobody on blast. Not trying to make a ridicule or nothing. It happens.
It's personal
No, it's
preference.
not cool. It's not cool at all. But it's just situations that people, you know what I'm saying? You get caught up in. You know what I'm saying? Now it's deal with what he's talking about. It's dealing with attention because a grown person know how to get a young person by attention. Oh, you cute. Your skin is sharp. You did give him a packet of Starburst or something. You Now you tricking them because they still a kid, giving them candy. You need it's just the weirdest things that goes on, man.
But just to clarify, I know I'm the one that brought up Marcus Houston this week, but I don't condone Marcus Houston being with that chick. But again, it's not my job or my um, it's not my I can't condemn that man because of what he doing. You know, Marcus Houston couldn't date none of my daughters. You know what I'm saying? That's where I can step in. I don't know that child. I don't know that child's parents. I don't have any affiliation with them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I can't. I mean, she grown, so I can't condemn. What that man is doing. Just like I can't condemn the cougar thing that's popular or whatever the case may be. I can't condemn those people. People gonna make the choices that they make. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. It is what it is. But again, that all starts in the home. So you mentioned childhood trauma or something like
Kelly
that.
did.
Maybe it well, but what I'm saying is you with Marcus Houston.
Mm.
Maybe it wasn't childhood trauma. Maybe it was okay in that household to date somebody that much younger. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was exposed to that. So I guess in a way that could be something that he picked up in his childhood.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you could necessarily call it trauma, but it is what it is. That's what that's what happened or whatever. Obviously, he picked that up from somewhere, or maybe it's just experience with women that was his age, and he wasn't getting what he felt he needed to get, so he felt he needed to go a little bit younger. I mean, whatever the case may be, again, I'm not the one to condemn it. But again, like I said, it couldn't be my daughter.
She was Kelly Harris. She was saying her daughter ran up to her, was like, "Yo, mom, somebody your age trying to holler at me." I mean, shit happens, man. Probably saw her outside of school. Shit, grocery store. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? All this artificial stuff that we eating and milking and shit, you know what I'm saying, got our children looking more grown, more mature than what we was looking like when we was kids. Sometimes guys get it mistaken, sometimes they don't. They might even know they're a kid and still want to try to holler. Take their innocence away from them. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing, boy. It ain't nothing like a sicko thinking about taking a little girl's young innocence. They love doing that. They love taking their innocence away from them. You know what I'm
And
saying?
then again, how many of these young girls that are approached by these, and I'm not talking about your daughter, Kelly, and no way, I'm not saying that. But how many of these young girls do get approached by these older cats and they play that game?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I am older than what
Oh
I
yeah,
am,
it's a
and
lot
all
of
this
girls that
stuff.
play that game.
So again, man, it's. I mean,
And I guess that goes to childhood trauma,
no, not necessarily trauma,
daddy issues.
but definitely upbringing, childhood upbringing.
Yeah,
What goes on in the crib? You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I mean, if you in your daughter's head enough and in your daughter's life enough, then your daughter ain't gonna be messing with somebody that's twice her age when she
Mm-hmm.
when she that young.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's flat out. Your son ain't gonna be chasing after some old ass woman. I'm not gonna if PJ came in the crib at 16 and was like, Dad, I got this 32-year-old woman sweating me, wanting to do this. She buying me this, she doing this and that, and blah 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 blah. I'm gonna do everything that I can to discourage my son from it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Flat out. Again, when PJ is 14, 13, 14, 15, 16, I'm going to be in his phone. I'm going to be in. Maybe you're not going to have a TikTok account or a YouTube or not YouTube, but Facebook account and stuff like that because I'm aware of what that stuff can bring to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna be all up in your business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have the filters on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have the blocks on and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So I'm gonna do everything that I can to make sure that you're not being this. You're gonna get exposed to stuff. I mean, there's no stopping that.
Right.
You're gonna be exposed to stuff,
Right.
whether it's outside in the street or at school or dealing with your friends, dealing with teachers,
Right.
dealing with whoever the case may be,
Right.
dealing with the stuff that's on TV, whatever the case may be. But I am going to make sure that I'm all in your business. I'm going to make sure that I'm blocking whatever I can block. I'm going to make sure that I'm trying to teach you what I need to teach you to make sure that I give you a shot and that I have a shot at keeping you away from all the BS that's out here.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's out here and it's growing and it's getting easier for them to be exposed to it. So that means that I have to step up my parenting.
Right.
That's where we failing these kids. And I'm talking about when it comes to social media, when it comes to TV, when it comes to who they dating, when whatever the case may be, when it comes to what they putting in their body, when it comes to the drugs and the drinking and all of that stuff. We have to step because of the fact that they are exposed to more and more now, and it's easier and easier for them to gain access to this and that. That means as parents, we have to step up our game.
Mm-hmm.
Just like society has been able to step up their game and expose our kids to more stuff, we have to be willing to step up our game and try to block them from that stuff. And we pass our hour.
Man, listen, we well past it. Everybody got to talking. Kelly, it don't matter how you play it. Kids are kids. Adults need to know better.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
man, bro, we went. Matter of fact, this is the first time ever, especially with me and you, because me and you always agree to disagree. Well, we went an hour and a half on the ass.
Yeah, we need to get up out of
We
here.
went an hour and a half on their asses, man. I appreciate everybody because this was kind of slick. Even for us.
Kelly Harris, Sel Denny,
Liz
Wright, Al Mecca.
Man, we appreciate y'all, man. Listen, first time the pool took it to an hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? Great dialogue. I appreciate it. It was a great dialogue, man. It was great. I appreciate it, man, because this is the stuff we really need to talk about, man, all the time amongst all of us, man, because we here as a community, and we got to take. We probably need to take it back to how it was when we was young. We looking out for each other's kids, even though we can't grab them or whoop their ass, but we can if we see something, we can mess around and tell the adult what's going on in situations like that, or just help things grow by however crime watch, group meetings, far as getting together with kids in sports, or just helping them create something, helping them grow a professional without even going to college, because we already know colleges. By the time college is too expensive, and there's other ways out here now. Excuse me, that kids can have a success without having a college degree. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Shout out to Kelly Harris, man. I hope you catch us up next week, man. We gonna have plenty more stuff, plenty more things to go, man. I appreciate Smelu going here. Dolphin will be back next week, but until then, you now rocking with your boy Herm Jack.
Smelu.
And y'all now
Been dipped in the pool.
next week.